Words of wine and fire have filled my bosom and come out of my mouth. And I keep running up to the mountain to see God, and people are worried about my uploads more than they're concerned about me. Maybe it's the things that I say, though. Consider if it's the truth and the truth bothers you. All of my ways are forgiven. Let me not accolade the things that I do. Rather, I forget them with God and give thanks. If one is to tactically lose, considering spiritual warfare, they should lose themselves and be renewed. Considering God, why would I be vain? My ways are temporal. They ended before they began. I'm stuck in a pocket of time, left to reflect and consider and sanctify and judge myself amongst others who are the same. Iron sharpens iron. Women lack that in the blood, considering knowledge and the archetype of males and females also. Personification of ways. Our ways are the ways of an ocean before the moon which rules over Egypt, and according to night, a man comes into this world unmade. The gospel is immaculately designed by the Spirit of Christ. That which comes upon a man has came upon a man because he was called. Not because a man sought out, not knowing he was lost. In all his knowledge, he knew where he was at. Though where he was at was not involved with his knowledge. My deliverance is as a baby. I never had to go back to the womb. You see, this was immaculate. Immaculate as it was conceived. My perceptions and perspectives have changed. I got flesh on, and my ways as a man, whimsical as the moon and the tides. Considering the weather, the continents of my heart and my face expression, my heart on my sleeve, walking to the beat of my own drum, peculiar but with the law. And that law in its radiance is peace. No such thing in its place is sin and death. Forgiveness of oneself. Keeping my stones for better health. Those who threw them need better help. Some who took them who haven't grown yet. How society is traumatized as the individual, and it seeks out no different than a hurricane in the earth. It must balance out between the body, and the body is the earth, and the earth comprises the man, and the man is of carbonite. In a world of competition, do as thou wilt by any means necessary, kill or be killed. Leviathan, the scales of my soul with morals and ethics turned into scales on my skin. I am as a dragon. My teeth are as knives. My ways are terrible and dash men across the earth with my words. My lungs a cauldron, I spit fire. Making my own way. But if my ways be separate, then my ways are as light. My footsteps are lit. The burnished bronze of my mind has replaced those thorns. I see Christ. If I'm going to tactically lose, maybe I place my pride and faith in God and lose myself altogether. Humility is great, but if I can't have it, I forget myself. That better things are remembered and better days. Wish that day is always current. Not focusing on things that are existential but intrinsic. Monitoring my growth. If I'm going to tactically lose, then I'll lose myself and I'll place my pride and my faith in God, that I may know Christ and know myself, not as I was that was forgotten, but the one that is forgiven of oneself, pertaining to time, delivered and sanctified by God, considered a son. The brightness is humble and not mine. Illuminating consciousness as a flower.